Impressive businesswoman or toxic feminism? Today we're going to take a look at Ivanka Trump. Since her father, Donald Trump, ran for president, probably all the world knows Ivanka Trump. She is a billionaire, and today we are going to take a look how she as a billionaire leveled up. So we are going to take a look at her younger picture, how she looked before, and what makes her outfit so unique and elegant right now. We will also speak about her questionable statements, because she also has a book where she proclaims herself as a very successful businesswoman. It's called Working Woman, and yeah, we're going to speak about that. So grab a cup of tea, I have mine in here, and enjoy this episode. How does a billionaire level up? I mean, of course, when money doesn't have a role, you can go all in and optimize yourself to perfection. And I think Ivanka did quite well with the plastic surgery. As we can see here, I think she did her nose. Maybe even she did her chin. I'm not quite sure about the chin part, but her nose definitely, it looks completely different. As you can see here, she is a bit more chubbier before, but I think that's just because she lost some baby fat. So I don't really think it's because of her surgery. She also colored her hair, or she experimented a bit with her hair, which is completely normal. If you're younger, you experiment a lot with your hair. I had every single color. The blonde color really suits her the best, as we can see here. And she also did her teeth. Not sure what she did exactly, if she had veneers or Invisaligns or something like that, but she changed her teeth also as well. I had Invisalign in the past as well. I had horrible teeth, and investing or leveling up your teeth is such a good thing. It dramatically changes your whole appearance because people tend to focus on your teeth. So definitely, if you level up, keep your teeth in mind. She also played around with makeup. So as you can see here, she also has a professional doing her makeup right now, but definitely her looks are much more refined now versus then. You see a bit more plunging necklines, a bit more revealing stuff, which is also quite normal when you're younger. But all in all, I think she leveled up quite nice. So let's have a look what she exactly does while styling herself and what she wears. So let's dissect everything so you can easily copy her style. Even if you're not a billionaire, millionaire, but you're on a budget. Let's take a look. Colors. So if we are taking a look at her colors, she has a very light skin tone. She has very bright blonde hair. These are colored, by the way. But she tends her skin, so she's a little bit darker. It's really funny if you see her father compared to it, who looks very artificial. He even has like this little white thing under his eyes. So if you go to like a tanning salon, you know, these places where you like step in and they put the UV lights on you so you're tan skinned. By the way, that's very damaging to your skin. Don't do that, you will cause cancer, wrinkles, and so on. But if we take a closer look at his eyes, you get this white spots underneath that because you get like little goggles to protect your eyes. But I think on Ivanka Trump it looks very natural. So the color she wears contains a lot of blue, very cold color, because she has this very light blonde tone. And the blonde she has is more of a colder blonde, so it fits her more to wear some blue colors. She very often wears this light baby blue color. She looks very elegant in it, and it's a very classy color. Wearing it, you automatically look very soft, very elegant, but still professional. So, for example, if you take a look on these pictures, it looks much better in a very light baby blue color than, for example, in a pink or something, if she has a very professional event to attend. So it looks still very professional. She also wears some darker blue, like in here, but she also tends to have a lot of outfits in black, like you can see here. Black is a very elegant and timeless color. I wouldn't really wear it very often because everybody wears black, so it's okay. But sometimes if you want to blend in and don't have so much attention, then black is perfect. As you can see here, she doesn't really stand out in this picture. But it's sometimes also okay, so if she has a political event, But it's maybe more important for her to just blend in and don't like attract all the attention. Meghan Markle was criticized for that when she was attending a royal event, and she was dressed in a bright red dress, and Harry was also having a red jacket. I will try to find the picture and blend it in here. They were very much criticized, so maybe that's because Ivanka Trump wears a lot of black, so she doesn't get so much attention. Funny, here's a picture of her in a subway. I don't think she ever took the subway. Probably has like private chauffeurs and everything. Pretty sure this picture's staged. And I mean, you see here she doesn't want to attract so much attention because her father is signing some documents. She also wears a lot of white, and white is a perfect color if you have some political event or I don't know, some important thing. White really is great for looking pure, looking innocent. She really looks good in white. Here again with this white dress with huge sleeves. And with white you don't do anything wrong, so it complements all skin tones, all shapes. If you don't know about the occasion or the dress code, go for something in white. Or in black if you want to blend in. Here, for example, very strict white blouse, pencil skirt, really nice look. And also white looks a little bit more elegant and chic than black. Black is kind of a color of a mess. So if you want to stand out and look like Ivanka Trump or like $1 million, like millionaire, billionaire, whatever, then try to dress all in white. You will instantly look very, very chic. Because with black we have black everywhere, so really try to minimize the color. Look at this picture, very classy, very chic, some light blue accessories, a nice boat neck cut, or nice boat neck blouse. She looks very classy and chic and very appropriate for the occasion. Sometimes she really stands out with red, so she wears a lot of reds. As you can see here, she has like a presentation where she really needs the attention. It's like a signal color and also very nice. So she really balances her outfits or the color of her outfits. It depends where she goes. So if she wants to blend in, then she really takes a lot of black colors. If she really wants to stand out and giving her a presentation herself, she uses red. So if you're dressing, really have in mind where you go. So if it's appropriate for the occasion, if you want to stand out, if you want to blend in, really take some inspiration from Ivanka. She's very appropriate, her color choices is really on point. And I think her red suits her also very well. Another statement color she has is green. And it's like a very deep, rich green, like an emerald green. I think she does it if she needs a balance, so she doesn't want to have a strong attention on her like with red, but she also doesn't want to look so cold like she would used to look if she wears something black or blue. So I think in this case she wears something in green, because with this green she balances it out perfectly, so she doesn't look too cold but not too warm. It's like a very nice mix. Here she wears a lighter green. I'm not a fan of this color. It was totally on trend last year. I hope it goes away as quickly as possible. This color really reminds me of peas, like a pea soup. I really hate this color, or like a leek soup. I think this color must go immediately. She also has something more deeper, like you can see here, something more patterned. Here she is on a summit in India, and according to Indian culture it's more colorful, more fun, more patterned, and she dresses accordingly. She chooses something in a dark green with some flowery patterns, so I think it's a very beautiful choice for the occasion. Cuts. If we take a look at the cuts she wears, she very often wears high necklines. As you can see here with a picture with her husband, Jared, it's very often that she is wearing something very close. She almost never wears something very revealing, so no plunging necklines, nothing too deep where she has to like wonder if something will show. She always wears something very classy, as you can see here. Same goes for that. So she really has some great choices for high necks. A lot of roll necks and a lot of dresses with very high necklines, a lot of blouses with something very interesting. But she really often wears some high necks and some roll necks, so definitely if you want to be inspired by her and it's winter, then go for some roll necks. It looks so classy and chic. She has a lot of colors, like we discussed before, a red one, a white one, so definitely that's a good option if you want to look a bit more classier and elegant. Skip all the deep necklines, skip all the revealing décolletages. Go for something very high that doesn't show anything. You will look so much more classy and chic. So she always looks very modestly dressed, as you can see here. She never looks too exposed. It's very classy, very elegant, very appropriate. She could also go to another country and be completely fine. Okay, she's in politics or was involved in politics. There the dress code is a bit more stricter than, for example, celebrities or, I don't know, movie stars. She has to follow more rules. But even before her involvement in politics, she was known for being more stricter. Maybe because it's the branch, so in real estate you probably have to look more professional, more trustable, and not like Kim Kardashian and exposing everything. So she really has to have her branding on point, and she really does it really good. So she really nails her branding. Her feminine, elegant, expensive image is so on point, and the cuts of her dresses has a lot to do with it. So if you're inspired by this episode, take a look at your wardrobe. But after the episode, not now. Maybe you will find another episode afterwards. But keep in mind, the more high neck, the less exposed you are, the more elegant you will appear. And of course, the more professional. So if you're building your professional wardrobe, you can definitely have some inspiration from Ivanka. And I think she still looks very young. Some people are very concerned if they dress very modest and very elegant, that they don't look young anymore. If you only see her face, she could even pass as younger. I don't know, make a guess how old she is. I will insert her age in here. But she still looks very young. And even if she would be a little bit younger, I mean, look at that. It looks very feminine, looks very chic, but it really doesn't look aging. So the cuts of the garment are really beautiful. But what should you do if you don't want to look a bit too boring? If you only dress in classics, only roll necks, only black pencil skirts, and in politics, you sometimes want to have something bold. What does Ivanka do? And by the way, Freddie, my love, does it as well. Statement sleeves. Ivanka Trump uses a lot of statement sleeves, as you can see here. They are very interesting. They have something very different to her outfits, and it gives her a bit more youthness almost to her. It makes her whole outfits a bit more interesting. Sometimes she looks a bit more massive on that, but we know she has a good figure, and I think it's also nice to have some fun from time to time. And of course she would look a bit more thinner and everything if she wouldn't have so much boldness on her upper body. But I think it looks so much more interesting to have some statement thing. In her case it's a sleeve. So she really plays along with that very, very often. Like you can see here, something bold with her sleeves. It looks very nice. So in case you want to dress modestly and elegant, but you want to have some statement and you want to get inspired by her, add some statement sleeves. Also, if we take a look at her hemlines, they're always longer. She is never seen in like mini skirts or shorts. She always has something that covers her knee, or it's almost below her knees, like you can see here. Very long skirts, very long dresses. You will not see her knees, you will not see her thighs and stuff like that. It's very appropriately. Sometimes she wears a little bit shorter dresses or skirts, but they're still around her knee. So never something mini where she has to wonder how she sits and get exposed. It looks very classy. Also, she likes more flowier skirts than dresses. I think it looks very feminine if you have something more flowier and something more Something that gives you a bit more femininity, that's not so stiff, but something that moves if you walk. It looks very elegant and chic. Shoes. If we take a look on what shoes Ivanka Trump wears, she very often picks classic. Almost always she picks classic. So pointy shoes, high heels, no matter where she goes. Almost every time you see her wearing high heels. And with this point, in her world it looks probably appropriate. Maybe in American offices it's more appropriate to wear high heels. But if you are from Europe, it's not so much seen that you wear such high heels in offices. So you can wear like a small heel, but not so high as Ivanka Trump wears it. Comment it down below how it's in your country. Is it appropriate to wear high heels in the office or not? I'm very curious to hear from you. And a lot of very elegant people wear very classic shoes. If you want to have a role model where you have crazy nice shoes, then take a look at Queen Letizia. I will link the video somewhere here. She has more of a bold statement with shoes. Very interesting to see. So take a look if you want to be inspired by a more bolder choice by shoes. If you want to like combine something with a more bolder shoe, then she's the way to go. I will link the episode somewhere. But most of the elegant women I did a style analysis in the past wore very classic shoes. Ivanka's one of them. Here you see her wearing some strapless shoes, open shoes, but also very classic choice. I would prefer a strap that's a bit more thinner. I think it looks more elegant than that. But even if you are a real estate billionaire, you will not spend the whole day in high heels. So I wondered, what is she wearing when she has like an off day or something normal to wear? And I found some pictures. Let's have a look. So she very often wears, so if she has like off-duty days, she still wears classic shoes. Here you see her wearing some beige flat shoes or some pointy ballerina shoes, even some boots from time to time, but they are very appropriate, still very chic, even if they're flat or not, if it's winter, so but still very classic. She doesn't go bold with like red colorful shoes or patterned shoes. She always stays very classic, very elegant. Jewelry. With jewelry, she does something very interesting because she very often uses brooches. You can see here, very elegant, very chic, and brooches are not so common nowadays. If you also want to have one style analysis with brooches, then take a look at Dita Van Teese. She has amazing brooches on her outfits and really spices everything up. As you can see here with the statement brooches. As you can see here, a very simple outfit, but with this bold, nice brooch. I really love that. I think it's very hard to find nice brooches nowadays. Normally if you go to like a jewelry store, they have like a huge section with earrings, with necklaces, with bracelets, but brooches, maybe they have like a tiny little row with like 10 options and not so pretty ones. If you're lucky, some even don't have anything. But I think it's very nice that she has like nice statement brooches. I wonder if they are real gold and stuff like that, or if it's more fashionable brooches. I mean, she's like a billionaire, millionaire, so she could afford having like expensive gold wearing on her chest. But even if you get some fashion jewelry or some fashion brooches, you can do nothing wrong. Earrings. Another thing she often does is some statement earrings. They're not these huge, bold statement earrings, but it's also not the little pearl earrings that you expect somebody in politics is wearing. So as you can see here, nice dangly earrings. Okay, here she has some like tiny earrings. So it really depends. She wears some bigger earrings, but not too big. Nice appropriately, or she also wears something tiny. And very often she wears pearls. And most often she wears gold jewelry and pearls. Hair. Let's have a look on her hair, because hair is one of the most important things if you want to upgrade your appearance. And if we take a look, she has highlights. Very, very thin one, but if we take a look at her blonde, it's not like all one shade. And this is how your hair looks very lively if you color it a little bit, like bit by bit, and have it very naturally. So even if you see sometimes real, so very light blondes, sometimes they even appear a bit artificial because they're all like in this very light color. And she does it very nicely. So she has like darker shades of blonde, lighter shades of blonde. It looks so much more natural if it's just one color. It doesn't really matter the color. So even if you do it with a darker shade, like a brown or red, it always looks more natural. Her cut is nothing special. I must say it's very long, straight, nothing too long, but it really is quite nice. She doesn't have so much volume. She has very straight hair and she sometimes curls her hair. I think curled hair looks a bit more chic on her because it gives her a little bit more volume than just a straight face. But it's just my preference. I think she looks good in both, but I prefer it personally with a little bit more curls. If she has a bit more of a classic event, she also does updos a lot. As you can see here, they're not so super strict like, like this updos. She has some hair falling out in the front, so it looks a bit more delicate, a little bit more softer. As you can see here, it's sometimes, if you can see here, for example, the woman in the front, she has something like very straight. It can look sometimes a little bit too much. So if you do an updo, try maybe to do like a few hairs in front that are not so tightly wrapped. By the way, I also have a whole playlist with hair tutorials, and soon a hair tutorial for professional hairstyles will come out, so subscribe if you don't want to miss it. The button might be somewhere here or here, I'm never sure about that. Makeup. If we're taking a look at her makeup, she uses quite a lot of makeup, so her skin is to perfection. I wonder how her skin really looks like. Her eyes are also nicely done, but her lips are always in a nude color, so it looks very appropriately. She uses a lot of bronzer and everything is really done, but very tastefully, so she doesn't look like the Kardashians where she uses a lot. But if you take a look, she really uses makeup. Nails. Her nails are always natural, so either she does a French manicure or has nothing on her nails. They're having a nice shine to it, but it's no bold color or anything. When I was researching Ivanka Trump and I was looking at a few of her interviews, I really felt so annoyed. Because I think she projects a wrong image to like the working woman. She has a whole campaign for like working woman and balance everything. Well, I think it's not so much achievable for the normal woman. I mean, she's a billionaire with nannies and assistants, and she proclaims this picture in all her interviews that you can do it all. You can have a successful real estate business, which it was a family business, and you can still work full-time and create a jewelry line and have 3 children. And of course, if you have nannies and assistants and a whole team, then yeah, but for a normal person, she targets her whole jewelry and fashion line. I think it's really toxic to have this role model where you have to have it all and have to be perfect all the time. And it's not really reality. She also has a book, and I looked up a summary of a book, and she has statements in there where she says that sometimes you need to get away and have a massage and don't worry about all the projects. Yeah, it's true, but it's easier said than done when you have nannies for your 3 children and assistants and a whole team. Then it's a bit more easier to take a weekend off and you have billions than if you have to rely on your vacation days. And I think it's a bit ironic to write a book on productivity and life as a working woman and businesswoman if you didn't really build it yourself. I mean, okay, she built her jewelry line and her fashion line, but she had the funds to back it up, so it's easier to hire a whole team and then build it than built it from the start, from nothing. So I'm really not a fan of a whole image or culture she's putting out about herself, or the branding of her persona. I really think it's more toxic and gives a whole role model, because a normal woman, working woman, can't really compete with a billionaire with a whole team backing her up, and private assistant and nannies and everything. So I struggled so much during the interviews. I wasn't even sure to make this episode, but I must say, from the optical way, her whole dressing, it's perfect. It's really a very good example for the elegance. So don't read the book she wrote, and don't look at so many interviews, because I got really upset. Cannot hear one interview with her. But for femininity reasons and branding, her voice, her manners, that's really on point. So if you want to be inspired by her branding, her image, her clothes, then take some inspiration from her, but leave the whole, oh, I'm a working woman, just leave that. Just ignore that. But for the clothes, really, she is on point, and she can be a huge inspiration if you want to have a more modest or more professional wardrobe, then really take an inspiration. Also, some other inspiration you can take if you're currently building your professional wardrobe, then I have a whole playlist in here with just workwear and how to look very professional but still elegant. And if you're more interested in style analysis, then I have a whole playlist in here. By the way, I also have a newsletter. If you want to subscribe and have a little summary of a style analysis, I will link the link down below. My name is Mia from the Glam Factor. It's all about glamour and femininity. So if you enjoy this content, subscribe to my channel, because I'm a very, very small creator, and chances are high that if you don't subscribe to my channel, you will not find me again. So if you want to level up, subscribe to my channel. And if you enjoy this content, I have a whole playlist I will link somewhere in here where it's all about style analysis. So we are taking a look at very famous icons like Dita Von Teese or Grace Kelly, Meghan Markle, and we are analyzing what they are wearing and what makes them so elegant. Stay chic, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! She has a very light